Well, folks, here's my review of the Poltergeist remake. That's how interested I am in the movie. There's a little bit of fuzz on my laptop and I blew it off. This film's directed by Gil Kenan, who did City of Ember and Monster House. Because, yeah, Monster House, for some reason, that's the guy you get for Poltergeist. For a remake that didn't need to happen in the first place. David Lindsay-Abaire. A bear what? A bare ass in my face? Because I might as well be mooning the camera, because that's about the same feeling you get while watching a remake of Poltergeist. David Lindsay-Abaire, who wrote Robots, Inkheart, Rise of the Guardians, which isn't even the Guardians film I like. I like Legend of the Guardians, I like Guardians of the Galaxy, but no, this is a screenplay of Rise of the Guardians. Oz, the Great and Powerful. And this film. Yeah, David Lindsay-Abaire, you wrote the film? More like you wrote the check. What check? The check for the fucking copy machine to just take the script from the original Poltergeist and copy it! That's all you did! Hey, where's the script for that original Poltergeist from 1982? Okay, let me write a check to use your copy machine. And then let me change the names. Instead of an old woman who's little, let's have an old man with an accent. Instead of a baseball through the portal, let's have a little drone that the kid can control. Let's put a couple little things there, and there you go. I wrote something. Put my name in the credits. This film is one of those remakes that, at the bottom line, it's useless, it's pointless, it's forgettable, and no one will remember it in a year from now. A year from now, no one will remember this movie. Because, yes, I know people say, well, it's a remake, of course it'll be similar. There's a difference between being similar and being almost a fucking Xerox. What do we have here? We have a family going to the suburbs again. And it's a mom, a dad, and 3 kids. One is an older teenager, one is a little girl who gets taken, and the middle child is a boy who is afraid of a tree, and the tree takes him, and is also afraid of clown toys who attack him. Just like the original. And then a bunch of paranormal investigators, which are 3, just like the original. And the lead is a woman with glasses, like the original. One is a black person, like the original. And one is a white guy, in which something happens to him, like in the original. Only instead of a face being pulled off, made some ballsy for a film in 1982 like Poltergeist. No, it's just a guy being trapped and you see a drill. Oh, shit. And then you have, oh, we find a portal and we put a rope through the portal, and then some people at the end, and the end of the rope comes from the ceiling to come down. Oh, shit, okay, we got it. And it's the father holding the rope. The only little difference they do is that instead of a baseball to test it, they put a drone. So you can see inside the other side. And instead of the mom going through, it's the boy. But they gets the little girl they go through, and they put the little girl and the person who saved her in the tub to clean her off with the goo on her. Then they think everything's clean, but then it's not clean, and then the little girl is being almost dragged into the closet, and the mom is saving her, and they leave, and the house is fucked up. You have the little girl doing this to the TV, which is not only on the cover of the Poltergeist movie, but there was a scene where you saw Carol Ann, and she's talking to the TV just like the little girl did in the original, and she's saying they're here, and the older person who comes in to clean says this house is clean. Because it's part of his fucking TV show. Hashtag this house is clean. That's his fucking hashtag. Hashtag fuck yourself. Hashtag suck a dick. Hashtag eat a bowl of balls. This movie's just a pile of nothing. Okay, so some positives. Sam Rockwell I didn't mind as the dad. I liked Sam Rockwell as an actor, and I thought he did a decent enough job as the dad. There were a couple ideas that I didn't mind. I didn't mind the idea of, this is a scene where the little girl gets dragged into the closet, just like she got dragged in, well, she doesn't really get dragged. How she gets taken is inside the closet. In the original, she was dragged. Here, she's led into it. So that's the difference. I didn't mind the idea of you have a light on the light bulb, and then sort of the light from the light bulb leaves, and it's an orb that she follows into the closet. I didn't mind the way it looked, and I didn't mind that it was an orb, because in paranormal there are things called orbs, and I like the idea that it was a light bulb, and then it goes out, and the light just sort of leaves the light bulb and follows. I don't know, I like that little idea. And once in a while there's a little idea that I'm like, okay, I don't mind that little idea, but it doesn't say the movie. There are points in this film that remind me of that film Pulse from the 80s. Not the one that was the remake of a Japanese horror film. I'm talking about the Pulse with, I believe, Joey Lawrence in it and Cliff DeYoung, which I reviewed a long time ago. That Pulse, which I'll get to. But get into it. Starts off with the first thing you see is an up close of a video game of a zombie being killed. And I did not care for the kids. I thought the kids were terrible. I thought they were annoying. I thought they were shit. This little girl, I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't be rude to little girls, but she didn't have any of the talent that Heather O'Rourke did as Carol Ann. Or maybe it's the writing as well, because one of her first lines is repeating, "It's a joke, dumbass," which is what the teenage daughter says, and she was, "It's a joke, dumbass, it's a joke, dumbass." And then when they're pulling into the driveway, whee! And you're like, Jesus Christ, this is nails on the chalkboard. I was irritated already by these fucking kids. Not even 5 minutes in the film. And then lo and behold, the middle child, the boy, is worried about a tree that's next door, like the original. And immediately when they get in, they talk to this realtor, and the little girl immediately is talking to a closet. And another thing that's with this film, you just get a bunch of lame jump scares and boo scares. Which, I don't even remember the original film doing stupid jump scares. I mean, there's scares, for example, when the kid rises up and there's the clown. But here it's just a plethora of just lame, boo jump scares that none of them worked. Like the kid is the boy's looking at the closet, and then, oh, there's his dad, and then who breaks the doorknob of the closet accidentally. And the only weird thing at this point is there's like static electricity that's, fucking up the kid's hair, or gives you a little shock. And we gotta put in that this guy's gonna come in later who's non-Zelda Rubinstein. He has a show called Haunted House Cleaners. Hashtag this house is clean. How about hashtag go fuck yourself? Hashtag eat a dick. And then we gotta set up the clown dolls for the boy later. So it'd be like the fucking original. Again. And Sam Raimi, who produced this, kept saying in interviews, oh, we're doing this because we gotta make a film updated for modern audiences. What all did you really update? Okay, they used tablets and a plasma TV. And yeah, fuck the squirrel. Batshit squirrel. A squirrel! What y'all get to? You get shitty dialogue, like the mom and dad going, oh, my underwear is sad. Your underwear is sad? Well, my underwear is happy. No, it's what's inside your underwear that should be happy, not your underwear itself. And if her underwear, what's inside is sad, then you must suck as a lover. Sam Rockwell. More like his character, I mean. This is nothing like the... It's a lot like the original, but... The original at least knew how to develop its characters well. Like the fun bit with the remote-controlled TV war, or the little bird, and you have a sweet little girl who's, you know, giving these little things to this little coffin for the bird and being insanely sweet. So that when she gets taken, we feel for her. When this girl gets taken, we don't feel for her. We just go, oh, like the original. Yeah, she's taken, and then they hear her voice, and then you get paranormal investigators, which are 3 of them. The lead is a white girl with glasses. One's a black person. One's a white guy who's going to be terrorized a bit. Only not as bad as the guy in the original. You just get this big sense of deja vu. That's what you get. Sam Raimi, who produced this, oh yeah, we don't update it. Yeah, all you did was take the fucking script from the original and change 5 things. And yeah, batshit squirrel. Because they hear something and, oh shit, the squirrel comes at me, oh shit, and it runs around, oh shit. And then we see it later on in a cage that with the white eyes, the bug eyes or whatever, scaring the little boy. Batshit squirrel is related to that fucking thing in Ice Age that always got bad shit when you took its nuts. Is that what it is? Maybe someone took this squirrel's nuts and is going batshit. This film's taking my nuts. It took the nuts away from the original Poltergeist because the original Poltergeist actually had some balls, and this film's taking them away. Honestly, this film's not going to hurt the original because, you know, remakes, a shitty remake won't do that because the original is good enough. Just, this is a pointless film, and people go, if people go, oh, it's better, hey, it's your opinion, I don't understand what it's better, or what's even good about this film. All it is a shitty version of the original. That's really what it is at the end of the day. It's a shitty version of the original. And yet, once in a while, there's something I don't mind. And it's not the batshit squirrel. I'm harping on that because it's a batshit squirrel. A squirrel that goes insane. I don't know if this is supposed to be funny, a comedy, or a horror film. Gil Kenan. Is that fucking Monster House? With this fucking... That squirrel's gone apeshit. He's gone nutty. Am I supposed to laugh or am I supposed to scream in laughter? Because it's not going to be in horror. And once in a while, I don't mind some of the camera work. I don't mind. Like going through the rooms and this sort of weird angles, and it goes over this toy keyboard that lights up, and then the TV on and it flickers. But honestly, it made me just want to watch Pulse from the 80s. For those who don't know, that was a film about a pulse that might be alive. So it makes the electricity of this house come alive, and you have certain scenes that just remind me of Pulse. The stuff with the TV, and there was a scene in that film where does these lines across the kid's face, and I don't know, just certain moments I'm like, man, I'll just watch fucking Pulse. Better movie than this. And the little girl's talking to the TV like the original. She puts her hands on the TV like the original. She goes, they're here like the original. I will say that one decent shot, when she puts her hands and you see all the hands on the TV, yes, it is just like in the trailer. You do see a bunch of hands pressed on the TV. It's a good image. Interesting image. Put it in a better movie. Or put it in a movie that's not Poltergeist. And in a way, they remade Poltergeist. It's called Insidious. I mean, isn't that a family that... Think about it, Insidious. Which now there's 3 of them. I only saw the first one. A family that's in a... Not on a farm. In sort of a city. Or suburbs, however you want to call it. And there's spirits. And at the end, doesn't one of them get taken? And a family member goes into the other side to save the person? And bring them back out? And they have an older person? In fact, an older little lady, who she's actually they have the paranormal researcher and a little old lady mixed in both. The old lady is Lin Shaye. So they kind of blend the two. But you have the paranormal investigators. That's what I mean. You also have Insidious, which was pretty much a remake of Poltergeist. That's why they already did this already. You watch the original Poltergeist, you can watch Insidious. And it really, what this film was, it was a counter. I could picture a counter somewhere, which just counted up the references to the original. That's like the original, that's like the original, that's like the original, that's like the original. But like I said, once in a while there's something I don't mind. I don't mind some of the images, like all the hands pressed on the TV, when the little girl presses her hands up. A little bit of camera work. Sam Rockwell, like there's a moment where he's in financial trouble, we've established, and he's trying to get his credit cards. 2 of them fail. One manages, and he's in the car, and he has a little scene where he's smacking it inside. He's getting mad with the seatbelt, and he's frustrated. Like Sam Rockwell does a decent job acting. So I'm like, okay, if you don't, then have it just be a single father with, say, 2 kids, or a single father, or a mom and dad, or just a husband and wife with Poltergeist, or just, literally it's mom and dad and 3 kids, and the little girl's the one that's, like, literally step by step, day by day. For example, remember the scene in the original with the chairs that are piled up? Well, instead, it's comics. Which then goes kaplat. And the boy sees it. And the boy is annoying as fuck. Even just to a point where the mom says, really, I think he's the baby of the family. And they're right. He's scaredy cat about everything. To the point of annoyance. You just want to tell the boy, shut the fuck up. Grow a pair. Grow some hair on your balls, please. I don't need to see it, but go ahead and do it, please. It's one thing I can understand a kid being scared. Kids got scared in the original Poltergeist. They weren't annoying as this boy. Want to put this boy's head up his ass and kick him like a field goal. Football through a field goal. And even you have the notion, oh, there was a cemetery here, and then move the cemetery because Sam Rockwell and whoever played the mom, which the mom was horrible. She didn't have an inkling spot on JoBeth Williams in the first one. This mom was forgettable. She was in one ear out the other. She had nothing to her performance. Just really a whole lot of nothing. That's why I don't even give a fuck to look up her name. I really don't. But during this dinner party, oh yeah, they moved the cemetery. And then later on, the non-Zelda Rubinstein, the guy who's coming to clean the house, he's the one that tells them, oh no, they probably just moved the headstones. Just like the original. Teenage daughter fucking around with her phone, and then a hand comes through this pool underneath that tries to drag her down. Like Poltergeist 3! Only in Poltergeist 3, it was water that was pulling Carol Ann down. Here, it's dirt, tar, whatever, trying to pull her down through the floor. So wow, you just took a scene from Poltergeist 3. You just changed it from water to dirt, mud, whatever. Bravo. And the boy's tapped by a clown, just like the original. And the tree, who's doing Freddy Krueger impressions with his claws. You know, takes the kid and drags it. And the little girl gets into the closet. Instead of being dragged, she's led. And again, there's one or two ideas I don't mind with the light bulb light, but that doesn't save a movie. And they hear the girl from the TV, like the original. And the boy's the first to see it. And he's going, Mom, 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 like the original. And even before that, you had the mom asking the little girl, you said that they were here. What did you mean? Just like Jo Beth Williams asked Carol Ann in the original. So they even rip off dialogue scenes from the original! Even remakes like Dawn of the Dead. I remember when There's No More Room in Hell, they align. But this is actual dialogue scenes together. Not even just sequences of action, sequences of dialogue. This writer is a fucking fool! Fucking fake! Fucking phony! Do you get the check back? He doesn't deserve a check for writing. Oh great, he wrote a fucking copy machine. That's all he fucking wrote! He wrote a check! He wrote a thank you note to whoever let him use a copy machine to copy the fucking script of the original. So if I could just take the script, I'm going to take the script of Polls from the 80s, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to change a few names, and I'm going to put a few images in there. Can you pay me money now to be a writer? Can you pay me the money now, right here? There, here's my remake of the 80s film Pulse. Same amount of characters, and same bits of dialogue, and same shit going on. Can I get my money now? Fuck. And then you have the paranormal researchers. There's 3 people, like I said, again. And you even have one researcher talking about how, oh, it took 7 hours for something minor to happen. Like in the original, you had the guy going, oh yeah, had a camera and it took many hours and it moved this little amount. And then immediately after, something crazy happens to diffuse what they thought was cool. And the original was the room spinning and all these toys. Here it's a chair flying into a wall. But they even had to have a paranormal researcher going, oh yeah, I caught something. It took many hours and something minor happened. Jesus Christ, man. And then, you know that face thing that melts? They try to recreate that. But they try to do that scene and they split into 2 scenes. And I'll explain. The face part in the original, which is memorable, it's Sam Rockwell at a sink. And you see a reflection, not in a mirror, but in a little faucet. Where he's just, this black goo is falling from his eyes and mouth. And then you cut into the scene, there's some worms. Then he snaps out and he's fine. We go from, oh my god, face is being pulled from me, oh, and then the goo just falling from him. And the dad puking stuff up. Hell, it made me think of Poltergeist 2! Where the dad's puking something up. Only that led to a good special effect creature. People can mock Poltergeist 2 all they want. At least it has some. It wasn't a remake of the first film. This film, of course, is. That's the point. But I'm like, the first film is not even that fucking dated. Despite what Sammy Boy Raimi wants to say. I'm seeing that reflection thing in the faucet. I'm like, that's supposed to be like the original? Huh? That scene? That's the lame way. They even retraced shit. They fucked it up. This film can't win for you? No, yeah, it would win if it didn't get made. Or hell, if it was good. I mean, the Dawn of the Dead remake I like. There's a lot of remakes I like. A lot of remakes I like. Sorry, I didn't have something to punch, so I just wanted to sweep my door just to calm down a bit. Don't get too excited. So, then the other part is, oh, one of the researchers has to be fucked with. So, he has drilling, and the drill flies through the hole of a wall. And the guy stupidly does the most cliche thing. He puts his arm in the hole. And lo and behold, what happens? He tries to pull it out, and he just, oh, shit! And then a drill is coming closer, and then nothing. Mm-hmm. And then I don't mind this bit where things are going haywire and they can see Carol Ann, but they just see her as shadows around the house. Shadows going up the stairs, so on and so forth. And then Sam Rockwell goes up and she sees a little girl in the corner, and we already know what's going to happen. Even if you didn't see a single trailer or anything, you know what's going to happen. Go around with, woo, boo face. And of course, yes, it's not her girl, it's a boo face. He just pushed back. And I do like the bit where Sam Rockwell smashes the wall saying, give her back. And I find out that is the portal. So I like the little bit of acting from Sam Rockwell, but Tim doesn't save the movie. The non-Zelda Rubinstein arrives, and I know a lot of people like this character. Even my friend Mike, OCP, he liked this character. I honestly didn't give a rat's ass about this character. I mean, he's only in the film for like maybe 15 minutes at most. Which, granted, Zelda Rubinstein wasn't in the original much either. But this guy was really nothing to me. I don't really get what the... This group, I know my friend Mike likes him. I found nothing about this guy. I mean, he has a couple scars. You know, this isn't just a few pissed off spirits. Because he tells, they didn't just move, you know, they just moved the headstones. Once in a while he gets a decent line. Sam Rockwell's not sure, and the guy goes, oh, that makes sense to you, but I'm full of crap. But his heavy accent and just pretty much just playing the same role as Zelda Rubinstein, and he has maybe one or two decent bits of dialogue. That's pretty much it with the guy. I mean, to me, he wasn't that interesting of a character. Has some shitty show that I would never watch. I just didn't really feel anything for the character. I didn't give a fuck about this character. I really didn't. I mean, when it gets to the ending where he's going to go in to lead them to the light, I didn't care if he got lost in the light or if he came back. But the movie makes it seem like the audience, oh my god, did he make it? Did he make it? I don't care. Just let the movie end. And they do the thing in the original where they don't have, instead of the baseball, they send the drone in. And you get to see inside. What's weird is that scene made me think of Runaway with Tom Selleck, because there's a scene where there's a drone with a camera and people watching, and the thing's going through the, in that film's going through a house where a robot killed a family and it's has a gun. Wow, that just made me think of Runaway with Tom Selleck, and I just would rather watch Runaway. And you see inside the other side where it's pretty much just darkness and a lot of CGI work, and it reminded me a bit of, remember that scene in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 where it goes inside Freddy and you see a bunch of people on the walls with arms? Imagine that, but it's darkness and it's slowed down very much because the drone's just going slow. And you see lightning flashes and you see flashes of them. Corpses flailing their arms. That's pretty much it. And a little boy decides to go through, grabs a little girl, they get out, you think everything's okay. It's not. The car flips over, gets dragged back into the house. The little girl is being dragged into the closet. The mom grabs her. They get out of there. Then there's a lot of CGI land in this where everyone gets out of the house except Sam Rockwell, and he sees the, I don't even remember the actor's name, non-Zelda Rubinstein, with a bunch of light and orange light, and oh, get out of here, I'm going to leave him to the light. He goes in, and Sam Rockwell gets out, they get in a car, and pretty much you see the house, big light beam up to heaven, and that's pretty much it. I'm sorry, even the original did that better, where it looked cooler that the house was imploding, and here's just a bunch of light going to the ceiling and going to the sky, and a lot of CG. And then a weird ending, where they see the realtor again, and then they ditch the realtor. I guess because the realtor didn't tell them that there was a cemetery, and I would have preferred them just going up and say, what the fuck? Well, they didn't say fuck. Hey, thanks for telling us about the cemetery last time we were here. And like, I don't know, the little kid kicking her in the shin, or little children kicking her in the shins, or stepping on her foot, or... No, they just come up, she's going to show them a house, and then they get in their car and they drive away. And I'm like, wow, you really proved her. Man, you really stiffed her. Alright, so she's like, okay, they left. I'm going to get another people to see this house. It's a weird way to end your movie. And then it cuts to, oh, the guy is still alive, the non-Zelda Rubinstein. And, oh yeah, the lead researcher with the glasses, she had a fling, or used to be the wife or whatever of the guy. Now they're back together, and they're doing one of his episodes. Yay! The Poltergeist remake is just useless, pointless, waste of space. Why was this film made? Why was this film needed? Other than money. I don't even know if it made that much money. It just... I don't mind Sam Rockwell. I don't mind certain ideas. For example, some of the camera work, the light flowing out of the light bulbs, or the... I'm sure there are like one or two others that I mentioned. But that doesn't save a whole movie. I mean, you got apeshit crazy squirrel. You got repeated ad nauseum. This is like the original. This is like the original. This is like the original. This bit of dialogue is like the original. This house is clean. Oh, because Zelda said that in the original. Oh, they're here. Just little girl said that in the original. Oh, just plot point, plot point the fucking same. Because it's a remake. Well, so's John Carter's The Thing. So's The Blob. So's The Fly. So's Dawn of the Dead. Those are remakes, but they weren't plot. I guess you'll like this film maybe if you don't like the original. Then, hey. Oh well. Nothing I can say. But if you like the original, you're pretty much just getting a big sense of deja vu. That's really all you get with this movie. A big sense of deja vu, and I'm like, wow, this is a less interesting, shitty version of the first movie. Wow, what a waste of money. Of all the movies that you get made, and you waste it on this crap. And I can't even say it's the worst film I saw. I mean, honestly, films like Jurassic World piss me off more. This, I know I'm not the only one who doesn't like this movie, who feels this film is just as pointless, just as useless, just as... That's what I felt when I first heard about it. It's what I feel watching it now. Just no point to it. That's just my opinion. But either way, thanks for watching. Take care. And we will see you later. Squirrels. Sam Raimi, producer. Gil Kenan, director. A bear ass in my face. Hell, I'll watch Moon with Sam Rockwell. I'll just watch him here. Speaking of mooning. I'll watch that. That's better than ass in my face like this movie. And y'all got together, you writer, director, and producer, to have a movie where one of your big scares is a batshit crazy squirrel.